This topic is on estimate file security. An estimate in WinEst can have security on it. It's not done usually as a group policy. It's done per estimate, and it's done from file, estimate file security. Users and passwords, switch users, change passwords, and security settings. So it's a combination of these things. So to set up estimate file security, go to users and passwords. You can see in here I already have 4 users set up. There's an administrator on every estimate with full rights by default. I can add a user here. The restrictions I have right now is to allow write access and include totals page. So if I don't want them to do markups, I can uncheck that. If I want to make it read only, I simply click on allow write access, click OK. I can also, starting with a very recent version of WinEst, is add users from Active Directory. So I can click into here, wait for the list to load, and then I can select them from the Active Directory. The best way to manage estimate file security for future estimates is to set up an estimate template so that you, let me do this here. I'm going to stay in as administrator. Is to set up an estimate template so that every time you start an estimate, all of your users and their access, rights, security settings are preset. And that would be done from tools, preferences, folders and files. And this is where you can set up an estimate template so that when you do a file new, it's already in there. A little bit more on this. So once I've set up my users, I can go to estimate file security. And this is where I set the security settings. Very common for people to say, require users to log into this estimate file. You can use the Active Directory to log in users automatically, and give ownership to a user who creates an item. The ownership is important because this way, if you insert the column owner, you can see who has put this item in here. So there's a column called owner, and you can see that so far it's been the administrator that's done everything in here, but the administrator can change the ownership. So if I want to change it to Bob, I could do so. Now if I log in as Bob, I can edit anything in the estimate right now if he has rights to it. And so the third security setting in here that's commonly used is lock items by owner. So this would keep Bob from editing anybody else's items. And in fact, these 3 settings are required settings for shared editing mode. So require users to log in, give ownership, and lock items by owner. And again, the best way to manage that is by setting that up in an estimate template. And that covers a brief overview of estimate file security.